Hey.
Okay, welcome everybody, or those that are here already for our first virtual outturn of 2026, our first virtual tasting of 2026. It's good to get back at it after what? I guess this has been like a 10-day break for me since my last virtual tasting. Probably the longest I've had for a couple months. But this is the January 2026 outturn for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. With me is Harmony from Kensington Wine Market, and also losing her voice and probably staying in the background as much as possible is Kelly Carpenter. Back, not fresh, but very jet lagged and getting over something from Scotland. But welcome, Kelly. Thank you for being here. Um, she may chime in here and there. She may do some chats here and there, or she may just conk out at some point. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, glad to have you all here for the first tasting of the year. Should be a fun lineup here. We have six new bottles from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, new to Canada, and then one returning bottle that we've stuck at the very end, not to spoil anything, for the tasting order. Harmony has kindly put that in the chat there. Let me see if I can get everybody, and I should actually bring it up myself, a tasting booklet. Just save that quickly and then share it with the group. Um, Harmony, while I'm doing this, do you want to talk through how we typically run things here?
Sure. So the way we're going to run this is we're going to pour out our glasses. Hopefully you have seven. We're going to do a quick kind of blinded speed round. We're going to sip and taste each one, share our thoughts, opinions, flavor notes, and then we're going to sip through the remaining liquid in our glass on the second pass, and then we will reveal the cask number, the regions, the age, distilled year, and then ultimately the price that may make or break you. But I, uh, I love these blind rounds. Like that, I wish we did more blind tastings in our
Yeah.
general tastings, because if you're like me and you think you know things, our opinions really shine after, 10, 15 years of drinking single malt. So I enjoy these a lot.
Yeah, me too. I think I enjoy more the idea of having sort of the teacher's cheat sheet and acting like I know more than everybody else. I always get a kick out of that. Uh, but Harmony and I tasted this lineup pre-New Year's. So this is kind of coming in fresh because it's been a while and I don't recall these whiskeys myself beyond enjoying the first time through. So let's get at it. Let's go right into Slippers and Chill for whiskey number one.
Ooh.
So for Slippers and Chill, we are starting in a little bit of an odd place. This is a first fill Oloroso butt. Usually we don't see an Oloroso sherry cask being the first in the lineup. It is bottled at 48% alcohol though. 16th of November for the distillation date. 810 bottles from the Outturn. And
Nice.
this is a little bit different. If you look at or have maybe I'll share this quick. If you have the blind pamphlet open, you'll see here it says for members review. This is kind of like the Scotch Malt Whisky Society's Oscar thing since it's January, I guess, for your consideration. But so there is something a little bit different in this one. I think we will talk about that on the second round, but for now it's 48% alcohol from a first fill Oloroso butt. How's the nose?
It's very like roasty and nutty for me. Like
Yeah,
very,
that's a good call.
yeah,
Yeah, lots of
almost
like, go ahead.
dusty. I was gonna say like almost slightly dusty. Like you ground up all the nuts and then toasted them. And there's a little,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, lots of like pralines and like beer nut notes for me. A
yeah,
little bit honeyed in there, some dried fruit notes, raisins, some dates in there as well, but that honey note is sticking around for me.
yeah. That's cool. It's like an unpasteurized honey. Um,
Yeah.
note for me. It's kind of a little bit floral at the same time. There's, yeah, that dustiness is kind of wafting into dark chocolate.
Yeah,
And
a
there's
little bit of
something
tw
else like,
yeah, I'm getting a bit of Twizzlers right now.
oh, cool.
But a touch of like marzipan or almond paste in the background there as well.
Like, yes. There's almost something like a waffle pastry, like your like waffle batter, slightly
Mhm.
overcooked. Burnt butter notes on the nose for me as well. I'm gonna give it a
Yeah,
taste.
that batter note comes through on the palate. Society mentions cocoa nibs, game broth. It does have a bit of a brothy note to it, and there are some meaty notes. This, I feel like I could probably get close blinding this one and pick out the distillery because we've had
Mm.
other stuff from this distillery. Their official bottlings, there's a couple that are not incredibly far off the style as well, but it's
Yeah,
showing really nicely.
there's some nice like balsamic notes in here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, a
like
little bit of wine vinegar
bals
in there.
balsamic covered dates.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, especially if you think about like a balsamic reduction,
Mhm.
uh, bringing out the sweetness and getting rid of a bit of that or balancing out the vinegar notes. Um,
This
yeah,
is a
dates wrapped in prosciutto with balsamic glaze for me.
yeah, yeah, that's a cool note. There, I
Yeah,
like the ABV on this too. It's just easy. This could easily be become one of Harmony's like nightstand whiskeys.
yeah,
Um,
not bathtub whiskeys.
no, no, I don't know if this is a nice like end your day uh
Nice.
whiskey. I mean, it's like a nice everyday, but typically when I come home, if I'm pouring the first whiskey of the day, I might go a little higher on the ABV. But at the end of the night, I like something a little softer, a little easier, and this is a great option. Although there is a lot going on in
Yeah, there
this.
is.
I'm really looking forward to tasting it on the second round too. I'm gonna hold off on adding
Agreed.
water till
Yeah, same.
second round because I think it just
Yeah,
think it's really nice the way it is.
feels like water may have been added to this one, which we'll get into. But yeah, good starter. We'll see if this is the right place for it. The 48% was a huge reason for putting it at number one in the tasting lineup, but maybe we are wrong. Let's start to find that out, and let's go into number two, which is effortless mindfulness.
I don't think I even noticed the ABV on the first round, I think, when we
Yeah,
selected it.
if this one should be called effortful mindlessness. I think that would be more to my style.
I
So
like
this guy
that.
is from a first fill bourbon hogshead, going from sherry to first fill bourbon. 17th of February for the distillation day, 247 bottles from the Outturn, jumping up by 5% ABV and change to 53.2. Well, nutty, but in a different way on the nose.
It's like taffy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a gorgeous nose. It's got these floral notes to it, like really vanilla, but driven, but also a bit floral on the nose as well.
Well,
Taffy is a really good note.
it's got a little bit of that stroopwafel note as well.
Yeah. Uh, wedding cake fondant for me. Icing sugar.
The really thick stuff, hey?
Yeah. Yeah. The stuff that you need, like you put it on like spackle, essentially.
Yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to eat the wedding cake fondant or you just
You're
hold
not
the
supposed to eat the
cake.
spackle either, but
Yeah.
to each their own. Little
There's
bit of
some
juicy fruit bubble gum in there. Ripe bananas. Almost like that the artificial banana flavoring that you get in milkshakes and
Mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But some pistachios in there for me, nuttiness wise as well. Hmm.
Oh, that's nice. And that is so juicy.
Yeah, it definitely stands up to number one too, even going from ex-sherry to ex-bourbon.
Oh man,
A
those
bit more spice coming
tropicals.
through. Yeah,
Yeah, the spice and tropical, it's almost got this like sweet and sour thing
yeah,
going on, which is really nice. Oh, oh, it just coats your whole mouth.
yeah, big time tropical. A little bit of like mango, dried mango notes into it. Waxy in style as well, coming through on the palate. A little bit of pineapple too.
Kelly gets some sweet black licorice notes. I like that.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
touch of just like sauna or steam room coming in there for me as well.
Yeah, a little damp cedar.
Mhm.
It's really nice.
Cool.
My stroopwafel note is carrying through on the finish.
It is.
Yeah.
Even going into like those vanilla or strawberry wafer cookies,
Oh
the
yeah, those are
finger
great.
wafers. Yeah. Um, yeah, this is fantastic.
Mm.
If you looked at the or are looking at the blind tasting sheet that we linked, the PDF file, you'll see that this is a black bottle, probably some age to it. We'll see on the second time around what that equates to both age and price wise, but gorgeous, gorgeous dram.
Oh yeah. Right. It just hits your palate and just zings off in every
Yeah.
direction. It gives you a little bit of everything. You get the sweet, you get the citrus, you get some
Yep.
nuttiness, you get creaminess, you get a nice touch of that oak spice, a little touch of toastiness. This is
Mhm.
fantastic. Mm.
Yeah, that's a killer dram. I mentioned thinking I could probably blind the first one. This one, no chance. I don't think I like. I do like this distillery. I've liked stuff from this distillery from the SMWS, but I don't think I could pick it out distillery wise blind. Uh,
No, I
uh,
wouldn't.
Kelly, we're on it. Don't worry. Let's go on to number three in our speed round. So, whiskey number three. We are back into sherry already. This is Mary with Sherry. Initial cask was an ex-bourbon hogshead. Final cask was a first fill Oloroso hogshead, 30th of January for the distillation day, 242 bottles in the Outturn. Pardon me, 60.1% alcohol this time around. Man, if we've got two sherries and we're only 3 grams in, what's
Yeah.
this tasting going to look like going through to the next ones?
Well, I think this is a little bit of both worlds. This is
It
ex-bourbon
is.
hogshead and then first fill. But typically, when you get something at a first fill, sherry, it tends to
Hmm.
dominate. But we'll see. Scotch Malt Whiskey Society is a master of finishes, and so we'll see
Absolutely.
how it shows.
Yeah, given there's two casts in there, it's at least on the nose for right off the front for me, like pretty remarkable how much of the ex-bourbon cask is coming out. It does have some dried fruit notes and going into raisins, but there's still like vanilla and banana skins and a little bit of poached pear in there for me.
Did you say banana skins?
Yeah.
Well, I thought that was in my head, and then you said, I'm like, wait, am I paying attention? Sort of. I'm writing down notes before I read
Yeah.
any of the blind.
All
Um,
my tasting notes are subconscious.
yeah, my good ones are, and then they don't ever come across my tongue. Um,
Chris says the nose is really well, nicely balanced. Agreed. Like there's some really nice like waxy and wood notes coming through in here, like just a touch of linseed oil and a bit of furniture polish without going over the top. Some pear notes, even some peaches on there
yeah,
on the nose for me right now.
yeah. My
Peaches and
first
cream.
note was like dried and not fresh apricot or peach
Yeah.
slices. Like it's not fresh, but you have them in your cupboard. You got to finish the bag, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, the banana skins, yeah, that's cool. And I get like a rye toast that's unbuttered,
Yeah.
and it's just
Nice.
got this nice kind of rye. toastiness happening.
Yeah, with just like the thinnest like spread of marmalade on it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, Chris, those dried apricots from Peasant. I mean, those are usually pretty fresh, but
Cool.
it's there.
The peasant dried apricots come off on the palate for me right up front and linger.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
The dried fruit notes in that sherry cask are coming out more on the palate than it did on the nose in a really cool manner.
Good.
Um,
The
Jeremy
palate,
says,
like,
t
go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead, sorry.
No.
Okay.
What did Jeremy
Jeremy
say? I want to
says,
know.
yeah, tastes like cherry halls. I get a bit of that. Um, Tons of that dried apricot note, golden raisins in there as well.
Mhm. Chocolate.
Uh, Chocolate for sure. Butterscotch. Uh, Again, like Chris said on the nose, like the palate is a remarkably balanced as well, even though it
Mhm.
shows in a slightly different fashion than the nose.
Mm. Wow, this is really gorgeous. There's some nice, again, we said honey on the first one, I
I was
think,
just
with the
thinking that.
sherry, but there is some nice like sweetness that kind of rounds off the finish on the palate.
Yeah.
I was about to
Yep.
take another sip, but it's still going. There's still things happening. There's like an again that like nuttiness, like
Yep.
bottom of the bag nuts,
Yep.
kind of
The best
dusty.
ones.
Yeah, like really saturated. But the dark fruit, or the fruit, I should say, it's not really dark fruit, like you said. It's like those golden raisins, apricots, like just your
Yeah.
stone fruits and white, kind of white fleshy fruits. Really
In some ways,
lovely.
it's almost like a progression of the first whiskey, where we're getting the dried fruits and the honey and stuff like that. It's maybe not as uh, like raisin and date driven, like there's a bit of that, but it does go more
Hmm.
into those dried apricot notes for me for sure, and marmalade.
Hmm.
Um, a really good balance of sweet and dry on the palate with some spice notes. That's wicked. The longest finish so far as well, like quite a bit.
Hmm. Yeah, I wanna play with water with that one. I think could be fun.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna wait till second time around
I
and
will
then do
wait.
that. Yeah. Kelly, I'm worried because if this is January, where do you go from here? Yeah. It's
All
just
done.
12 months of or 11 months after this of just sheer disappointment, given how
Yeah,
good this one is.
yeah.
Lots to live up to so far. Let's go on to number four, which is glazed morning newspapers. Two casks in this one as well as just like the last one. However, this is from started its life in an ex-bourbon hogshead. Final cask was a refill recharred hogshead. 10th of December for the distillation date, 258 bottles from the Outturn, 63.9% alcohol.
I think I still remember the smell of newspapers, but it's
Yeah,
usually coated with a lot of Mod Podge,
yeah,
and about to make some sort of craft that you think you'll keep for a long time, but somebody will kick it or sit on it and it ends
yeah.
up in the trash right away.
I really like the name of this. I used to deliver newspapers when I was a kid.
Oh, nice.
And this is like, it's like you're reading a newspaper at an old bakery with a glazed donut and then like a crazy creamy, like it's half Earl Grey tea and half milk that's in the glass
Oh,
next to it. Because it's got a bit of that Earl Grey note to it, like a really creamy Earl Grey note on the nose right now for me.
yeah. Yeah. Actually, now that you say that, there is a donut shop that
Mhm.
used to make, or maybe still does, I just don't go there, Earl Grey donut.
Oh yeah, there's a
Really
couple out
nice.
there that are fantastic.
Yeah.
I think Hoopla does one that's
That's the
quite
one I
good.
was thinking of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and it does nose like that Earl
it
Grey
totally
donut quite a bit.
does.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, Kelly says fabulous nose. Totally agree. Love the name again. Let's see where the palate goes. Oh wow, so juicy and pastry driven. Like Still get that glazed donut note. It's almost like if you've ever had a glazed donut where you bite into it and it's still kind of doughy on the
Mm.
inside, like it's not like fully cooked.
It's
It's got a bit of that to it.
it's got some nice lemon notes for me.
Yes, agreed.
Lots of lemon, like not quite poppy seed, but we're definitely getting there. Like Connie's lemon bread, with a
It
with
it is
gravy.
almost going into like lemon poppy seed muffin territory too. I agree with you. Um, Still getting a bit of that Earl Grey too.
Well, Jeremy says he's getting lime menthol, which I think
Man,
is a great
nice.
note.
Yeah.
There's definitely a nice cooling effect uh, there. Man, this is
Oof.
I gotta take. It kind of reminds me of like some of the champagnes that we've had, where it's like
Yeah.
balanced. It's like acidic but dry.
Well, and as a side note or a fun fact, maybe this will help people, but if I remember correctly, the distillery this comes from, the parent company of that distillery also owns a champagne house.
Oh, wow. With these, I'm just writing down my notes because I'll forget.
Man, that is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's really nice. There's some nice apple notes, like bright, like
Yeah.
yellow apples, green apples. Everything's kind of like it's balanced,
Fresh.
but everything seems like it's got this
Yeah.
like little kick of zest and acidity.
Yeah. It's just it's a slightly ADHD whiskey. Like it's lively, it's rambunctious. It kind of stays on the right path, but it kind of like you never know if it's going to jump off and like run into traffic or something at the same time.
Hmm. Yeah.
That's a
Minerality
cool
in the
one.
finish. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, you do. You kind of get that like stone, like sucking on a stone kind of
Yeah.
vibe from it. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
four
great.
for four so far. And not to, well, definitely to pat ourselves on the back, but I think we nailed the order so far too. Good for us.
Yay. We did it.
Mhm.
I don't even
Let's go on
remember
to
what
number
the original
five.
lineup was.
Yeah, that's right. Number five is called Cross Atlantic Destinations. Cask types in plural include refill and first fill bourbon, Oloroso, and PX sherry hogsheads. Distillation date was the 5th of June, 1,460 bottles from the Outturn, dropping down by nearly 5% to 58.4% alcohol.
Mm,
Actually, more than 5%, pardon me.
this is cool. Um, I
Yeah,
don't, my first thought was purple. Again, I don't know why this is
nice.
such a nose for me. It's like a flavor note purple, but
Well,
it was.
it's a purple bottle top, so that
It
makes
is.
sense. Yeah. Yeah, I'll share my
But
screen
and
here.
then I was like, maybe there's some grape there, but there's also just this, I don't know, there's something vegetal in there.
Yeah.
Something in there. Is it
Yeah, it's
almost like
got this like,
lemongrass?
oh, Kelly says so much ginger. I never even picked up on that, but that's a really good call. I was really getting a lot of like lime jujubes and citrus,
Mm.
almost going into like Alberta premium rye territory with the lime notes,
Cool.
which I get out a lot out of. A little bit of like grapefruit pith in there as well, and waxy, like just some
Hmm.
crayons in there as well.
Yeah, it smells very like full. Um, I just took a sip. It's very, very hot on the tongue.
Mhm.
But there's some great
Yeah.
fruit notes. I'm definitely getting
Yeah,
that
it's
ginger. It's like candied ginger.
yeah, kicks like a mule, Moscow
Yeah.
mule maybe.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
ooh, now we're talking.
yeah, very gingery
Blueberry
in style.
syrup. Uh, Trevor and Susie
Cool.
said blueberry syrup. I think that's a great note.
Yeah. Are
And
you guys tasting at an IHOP as we speak? Is that where you're getting that note from? It's a great note. Even a little bit of like blackberry in there for me on the palate.
Mm.
This is very zingy on the palate. Ocean
What about-
spray cran grape juice. That's a good note, Chris.
Ooh. There's little reminders here to Andrew's oatmeal cookies.
Yeah,
Um, Andrew does these wonderful, often experimental, uh, brown butter oatmeal chocolate chip cookies. And the experimental parts come in when he decides on different levels to brown the butter and what alcohol
yeah,
he puts in it.
that's right. That's right. Tyler says, as soon as you said rye, that's all I could pick up. All the botanicals you get off a good flavorful rye. Very cool. I get the rye more on the nose than the palate for this one, but the spiciness of the palate is top notch. IKEA ginger cookies on the finish, Chris says.
Is that where he's getting those from? I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
that's right.
He's been
That's
taking
right.
credit for months.
Yeah.
Um, this is great. This is very enjoyable.
Mm.
I love the spice on the finish.
Yeah, me too. This is like just a flavor roller coaster so far we've been on
Yeah,
in a really good fashion.
like yeah, it's great. I love that like brown
Uh,
sugar toastiness there and the nice
mm.
spice.
Ben asks if the previous one was slightly ADHD, does this qualify as full ADHD? I don't know. Like if we're gonna qualify whiskeys by mental illness, which I'm all for, uh, I'm trying to think of what this one would be.
Oh man. I mean, I would say from the cask selection of this one, it's definitely got a lot going on.
Bipolar?
We'll find out in the next round.
That's right. That's right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Uh,
Very cool.
Chris says ADHD is a superpower. Fair enough. Yeah, I was actually thinking narcissism as well. Maybe that's why it just speaks to me. It's just right up my alley. Let's go on to number six. We
Mm,
are hitting peated territory with number six. This is Green Things in Brine. A great name. We are dropping down in cask types used in this one to one. This is from one first fill ex-bourbon barrel. 9th of May for the distillation day, 219 bottles from the Outturn, 58.7% alcohol. Oh, it noses like green things in brine.
mhm.
There's like, this is peated pickle juice right now and olive brine right now for me.
Yeah, it's like peated because there's vinegar in pickle juice, right? So because
Yep,
I'm getting
yep,
a little bit of that, like slightly composted.
yep. Yeah, pickles, even a bit of garlic in there, like
Mhm.
pickled garlic for me.
My first nose was store bought stuffed olive juice.
Nice. Tapping out on brioche, Trevor and Susie said. Very cool note.
What restaurant are they at now?
That's right. They're just restaurant hopping right now. That's great. Yeah, that's tapping out on brioche is not something I think you can get at an IHOP. Could be wrong.
Mhm.
Pickled jalapeno, even a little bit of like we talked about uh, the last one being very gingery. This is more into like pickled ginger that you get with your sushi.
Mm,
Smoky ozone going on the nose right now. Different, like some salty minerality coming through.
mhm.
Ooh, that's an interesting palate.
It's very funky.
It's funky, but there's a saltiness and then the brine is still there. The smoke is kind of wafting. Like it's not like this dense smoke that just sits on your palate. It's kind of just in the air.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More char than smoke, Jeremy says. I think that's a good call. This one would be tough. It reminds me of one specific distillery, which it is not uh, for me right now. Ben says it reminds me of whiskey Cadenheads did for the English Whiskey Company. That's a good call. There are
Cool.
some notes in here that remind me of uh, what was the Garden Shed whiskey, the Garden
Okay.
Shed of England, which was a fantastic English whiskey company, SMWS dram.
Cool.
Yeah, St. George Distillery, Chris.
Yeah.
A slight
Interesting.
chalkiness to the smoke and peat in there on the palate as well. That's a fun dram. Okay, for our last but not least, and for what I did tease or spoil as a returning dram, let's go on to number seven, which is bacon baked and treacle fruitcake. Started its life in ex-bourbon hogshead, final casks, plural again. First fill and refill bourbon and sherry hogsheads. First of December or September for the distillation date, 478 bottles from the Outturn, 58.5% alcohol for this guy.
Mm.
This one, like if number six was like a dram that was made on a murky wharf somewhere, full of like a little bit of briny water that doesn't move around too much. This one's
Mm-hmm.
more of the crashing coastal waves for me.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit
Yeah.
saltier on the nose, maybe a campfire right on the sand,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
some smoked salmon and smoked oyster notes on the nose for me.
Cool. I get that smoked oyster, kind of salty smoke. There's a nice sweetness underneath it all, though, which is
Yeah,
lovely. Yeah.
yeah, like a umami barbecue sauce almost.
Cool. Glenn said charred dehydrated oranges.
That's cool. Actually, a touch of Dr. Pepper on the nose there too.
Ooh, fun. I could see that if
Yep.
you were drinking it by a campfire.
Yep. Yeah. That or like dad's root beer, even. Not my dad's, just dad's root beer.
The brand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh. Big hit of salt and brine right
Mhm.
on the top. It's like a more tightly wound brine than the pickle juice and the olive brine that we were getting on the last one.
Yeah, that orange zest really comes through.
Yeah.
Orange citrus.
It's almost like you accidentally inhaled the singed orange peel from an old fashioned.
Yeah. And there's like a floral smoke happening here as
Hmm.
well, which is really lovely.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, a little bit
Okay.
herbaceous in behind that as well. Something green in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Touch of Fisherman's Friends. Ooh.
Mm.
Yeah, there's a density to this one that or a weight to it where the last one was a little bit lighter on the palate.
Hmm.
Touch of pencil shavings now going back to the nose as well. A little bit graphite. Hmm. Man, well, that is a killer lineup. I am I'm really happy with the order that we put that in. Uh, I'm more than happy to hear and then ignore people that disagree, but you're welcome to give us your notes just so we can pretend that it never happened. But yeah, that's a fantastic lineup. Uh,
Yeah, it's pretty good.
we did run quick through it, but let's take our time a bit as we go back for the reveal. Let's go back to Slippers and Chill and just see how that 48% alcohol is holding up.
Oh, it's lovely. It's like a the chocolate burnt bark kind of thing with the nuts and
Yeah.
chocolate and
There's
raisins.
there's like you just broke open or took a bite out of a crunchy bar where you're getting like the sponge toffee and the caramel and the
Hmm.
chocolate all at the same time.
Right.
Oh, that's good news.
This needs to be a candle. This
Good
is
note.
great. I feel like that could be a bottle name. This needs to be a candle. That would be a great
That's a
name.
fantastic name.
Um, I think time has done this well. Like it's just lovely. It, it
Mhm.
still feels like it did the first time round, but it just feels more put together, maybe, or just familiar and
I
friendly.
agree, and I was honestly worried about that with the 48% alcohol. Like, what would happen with time? Like, it's hilarious that we're talking about that as 48% alcohol and that being like super low. But this is a Scotch
Yeah.
Malt Whiskey Society tasting.
Well, and I guess we can address the first page in the pamphlet now. If you
Yeah,
haven't scrolled past it, you greedy little munchkins, just get straight to the whiskey. Rob and Kelly did a write-up on why they chose to feature this in one of our lineups and why it's at 48%. And I know some of you on this call were very wary about joining the society due to the high percentages and that not being for them. And then over time, like one or two tastings, we force you into this high ABV world where you become acclimated with drinking things at cask strength. Um, and it's not that everything that the society puts out is cask strength. We have awesome celebration bottlings that are bottled at 50%. I think that's the Heresy line. Um, and those are fantastic. And the wonderful thing about those as well is they're often larger output, so you can revisit them if you want. And um, for myself, yeah, I like a cask strength whiskey, but sometimes I just don't want to wait and I don't want to dilute, or I just want it to just be a whiskey. And so sometimes lower ABV is just what I want. And like I said before bed, usually it's a lower
yep,
ABV dram. Um,
yeah,
so this is right up my alley. Something I would like to have in
yeah,
my SMWS, catalog at home. Especially if you want to like get your friends into it. This is a great gateway whiskey. We're just gonna give them a taste of what they want and then give them cast strength. We'll be right back to
yep.
it.
That's right.
But
This is the dipping your toe in before you go completely off the deep end, like all of us have at this point. Um, It's fantastic. Like that nose, I haven't even tasted it again yet, but like the nose is like full of strawberry jam notes and not even strawberry jam, but like you're making you're cooking down strawberries on the stove. Like it's got that sweet, but still has that acidity to it.
mhm,
It's a great nose, super waxy in style now too. That honey note is still there, but it's more integrated.
mhm.
Um, yeah.
There's also something for me in here that feels kind of old, kind of like that grape mustiness. Like if
Mhm.
you stomp down all those fruits in your slippers, like in Chris's slippers. He mentioned this originally smelled nothing like his slippers. So, but there's this, I don't know, this nice kind of comfort in that kind of must and fruit for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Palate still, like even after doing the big
Oh,
peat on those last two drams, still holds together so well. It's got the silkiness to it that's really nice, really rounded in style.
Yeah.
Um, I said that this reminded me of some official bottlings. It's still kind of a step apart because the finish on this one is just, it goes. Uh, Still getting those like waxy strawberry notes on it, those dried fruit notes. Um, it's not as nutty as the first round, but there's bits of that on the finish, like these
Yeah.
praline notes that still come bursting through. Okay, well, let's do the reveal on this one.
Yeah.
So 48% alcohol because it was actually cut down to 48% alcohol, which is something that the SMWS doesn't really do except with their heresy range with the blended malts and the single malt batches that they've done here and there. But this one is Scotch Malt Whisky Society number 8.47, and I'll share the screen here. And then we'll put up the link after this to just remind me. So 8.47, the 47th cask from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society that was distilled at Tamdu Distillery. 160.99 for the bottle, which is pretty darn reasonable for this 8-year-old. Distillation date 16th of November 2015. Man,
Yeah.
uh, from the get-go, I was not really prepared to really enjoy this one, given the concept behind it. But it shows well. I'm happy that again that we put it at first in the lineup. I think that's the best place for it and the best place to showcase it.
Hmm.
But
I didn't
yeah,
know it was a concept, and I
yep,
helped with the lineup. I didn't look at the label.
nice.
I just went in and let my palate decide. But I was really happy with it right off the bat. And I think it could have gone in a couple places in the lineup and probably did
Hmm.
okay,
Yep.
just because it is very flavorful. And I think at that 48% is very approachable. And it's just very like upfront with what it is. And I like that. And sometimes, as you all know, and as we may discover in this second pass through, you might find something you like and you love it well, but over time it might not stand up, or you decide to add a splash of water or an ice cube, and then it completely changes your first opinion. So what I think I really appreciate about that Tamdu is that you know exactly what you're getting, and you're probably just going to enjoy it uh,
Absolutely.
anyway you put it in the glass.
Yeah. And I will add drop water to the other ones in this one, but I'm not touching that one because I think that strength is perfect.
Yeah.
So
Let's go on to number two. Back
I
to
will, however,
effortless.
Evan, sorry, I will, however,
Yeah.
quickly, my voice is unreliable, but I just want to jump in case inquiring minds want to know this whole concept of
Hmm.
the lower ABV and what's this all about, because there have been some rumblings from the other stores about are we getting away from cask strength? Are we losing what the society is all about, et cetera, et cetera. No, what this is about is exactly what the society is about, which is variety and optionality and experimentation. And this was just, for now, a one-off that they did literally, as the booklet says, for members review. And there's a QR code on the back of the bottle that takes you to a quick question about, would you buy this? Would you buy a 48% again? Because HQ
Cool.
wants to get feedback from members on whether they should do this sort of thing again. And it'll be divided. They've got some interesting feedback from their UK members where it was first released many months ago. So feel free to chime in on that. If you want to report back to us, email us through our website, that's fine. We appreciate that it's been very Pavlovian with the society since the beginning. We've trained you to drink high strength whiskeys, and it's been very hard for those of us who like them to go back to anything under 50. But I would encourage you to keep an open mind about that. It's great for cocktails. It's great for, as Harmony said, inducting beginners, if you will, people who are whiskey curious, any number of ways that this dram could work. So I just don't want anyone to feel nervous that the society is changing what they're doing, because they're not. This is just an expansion. It's in addition to, not in replacement of.
Hmm.
So take it for what it is, enjoy it for what it is. If you like it, great. If you don't, that's fine too. So it's
Yeah.
still business as usual at HQ. This was just them dipping their toes into something a little bit different, and we're keen to find out what people think.
Yeah. Well, I hope there's a progression to this. Personally, I would love to have an outturn where blind we introduce the same whiskey, one at 48% alcohol, one at cask strength, and see if people pick up on that or how much of a difference it makes for people. I think that'd be a ton of fun.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, Kelly, I don't think you have to worry too much. I think I it looks like the people with torches and pitchforks are no longer outside your door. So you should be safe.
We from Calgary are a much more civilized society. Yes.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far,
Oh,
but yeah.
Evan's not. So. Well,
Nobody
I'll reel
likes
him
civilized. Yeah.
in.
Let's go on to some more uncivilized whiskey with number two, Effortless Mindfulness. How's it holding up?
Oh, lovely.
Oh man,
It's like a really
it's
pretty cheese. Like
oh yeah.
it, there's a white cheese that's not helpful. I don't know my cheese. It reminds me of a cheese.
Yeah, I think if you just say it's like a white cheese in peasant, Crystal actually slaps you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it does have this cheesiness to it. It's like a ton of like peaches and cream right now on the nose for me, right? It's reminding me of a few Pendrin distillery bottlings we've had, and a touch of Glen Murray in there as
I
well.
totally can get that Pindarn notes.
Yeah,
Cool.
and those aren't where it comes from. That's why I was saying I think I'd have a lot of trouble blinding this one.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Oh, that's so good.
So peachy on the palate right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And
fantastic
syrupy.
whiskey.
Those oak notes, that
Yeah.
toasty oak is just perfectly
Yeah, it just
working
comes
in.
in before it gets too cloying or too sweet.
Yeah.
That's
And then
a
it backs off and it lets some more sweetness and floral notes in.
Yeah, it just kind of ebbs and flows on the palate. Yeah. Okay. So I was really excited when I saw the number and the age on this whiskey because we've had some younger whiskeys that I'm guessing without looking, there's some sister casks involved here, but I could be wrong. This is Scotch Malt Whiskey Society 19.102. That means it is the 102nd cask from Glengarry Distillery, uh, from the Scotch Malt Whiskey Society, Glengarry Distillery being in the Highlands, and also being the distillery that is in Suntory Global's portfolio that doesn't get necessarily as much love as some other distilleries that they have, i.e. Auchentoshan and Laphroaig and Bowmore. It is a little bit more loved than Ardmore Distillery, which they also own, so it's got that going for it. But they have been paying more attention to this distillery recently, but it still kind of flies under the radar for people,
Mm.
even though it's got some great official bottlings. And we have had some fantastic whiskeys. I think it was a couple of years ago or 1.5 years ago or so, a slew or two or three different 18 and 19-year-old Glengarrys from the society, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And I think we don't see a lot, but I think the society bottles this distillery best.
Yeah,
From everything I've
yeah,
had, I think they really nail it.
yeah,
So
I agree.
point out
Yeah,
that this is only the fourth Glengarry that we've ever released. And
Wow.
it is a sister cask, Evan, to Hazelnut Bubblegum from March 2023, which was an
yes.
18-year-old. It's not a sister cask to any of the others, but the
Wow.
18-year-old Hazelnut Bubblegum. But it's only the fourth we've ever had. There was a fifth Glengarry, the fortification from Vienna to Athens, that was not in an outturn. We released it
Mhm.
for you guys for a special occasion, which escapes
Was
me
it
at the moment.
the, it
Uh,
was,
the
it
1983 take.
wasn't, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't in wide release, so I don't count it as part of
Mhm.
a wider release Outturn. So really, there's only been 4 Glengarries so far.
Wow,
Yeah,
crazy.
the hazelnut one, if I remember correctly, that was the in the spicy and dry label.
Hmm.
Could be wrong. Um, there were a couple others that had the light pink label or this
Hmm.
purple label to
That's
it.
what I remember them being, is
Yeah,
that pinkish purple, kind
They
of
were
sweet
all
and
that
and
mellow.
light pink, sweet, fruity, and mellow, and
Yeah,
hazelnut bubblegum was spicy
yeah,
and dry.
yeah.
and there was
Nice
one that
memory,
was
Anna.
a batch too, if I remember correctly. But regardless, really happy to see Glengarry come back. Happy to get a 21-year-old Glengarry 21, the official bottling that was bottled, I think, at 40% alcohol years and years ago. It used to be a fantastic dram as well. This is going back to the early to mid 2000s, though we haven't seen it since. But yeah, killer whiskey.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's
Uh,
dangerous.
I I didn't do it, and because I said I would before we go on, I will. Have you added water to this one?
No, but I guess I could rinse the glass with a little.
I
No,
was
I'm
gonna
just kidding. I saved a little.
I gotta find my pipette, which has gone missing in this jumble of
You
just
lost
have
it
to
in
use
the
my
room
finger.
move, hey?
Yeah.
All right.
Just a touch
Water.
more citrus coming through on the nose for me. The peaches are still there, but it's a little bit lighter.
Mm-hmm.
Stays waxy.
Yeah, it stays waxy.
Goes into a bit more of a juicy fruit gum note on the palate.
Pretty
Uh,
consistent.
yeah, a touch of pineapple coming through with those peaches as well.
Yeah.
I don't think it needs water, but I think it holds up to it with very little issues.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, let's go on to number three. How is Mary with Sherry holding up?
I think your banana skins are now covered in brown sugar and maple syrup.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, I didn't share the link for the last one. I'll put that up. Okay, there is the link for effortless mindfulness. Now we're on to Mary with Sherry.
Mhm. I'm not noticing the same notes as my booklet for the nose. Uh, like I can kind of get that fresh leather note, but the espresso and the brown sugar isn't really jumping out um, to me
I
as
get the brown sugar, but it's not as dark and dense as that's making it out to be for me.
yeah.
Um, a little bit of like a crock coffee crisp chocolate bar on the nose, maybe.
Okay.
But the nose right now for me is like bananas flambe or bananas Foster.
Hmm. There's a little meatiness in here that's starting to
Mhm.
come out for me.
Yeah, agreed. Um, yeah, the nose isn't as much like as ex-bourbon heavy as it was.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's still there, but that brown sugar note I'm getting in spades. It's going into, I think you said stroop waffle on this one as well, if I recall correctly.
This is the last one. That
Okay,
was
I'm
Stroop
sorry.
Waffle, but that's okay. You can have that note.
Thank you.
It's yours.
That's
Yeah,
very generous of you.
you're welcome. Um, Yum. I think you said
Werther's
Dr.
original right
Pepper.
now.
Did you say Dr. Pepper on this?
Uh, I think
Um,
that was on transatlantic, but I could be wrong. But
See,
you can have it.
we're
Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna take it. I I did a like slow roasted like pork tenderloin with the Dr. Pepper, and then I shredded it all up
Nice.
and made it into pulled pork meat sandwiches, and this is kind of what it reminds me of, is that slow cooked
Cool.
pork tenderloin and Dr. Pepper.
I was gonna say because I'm getting like it's going into maple glazed ham on the palate right now too. This is another one where I could not blind it and figure out the distillery, although I do enjoy this distillery. But part of the reason I don't think I could blind it is because, and we've talked about this distillery tends to be quite the chameleon,
Hmm.
where it just takes to whatever cask you toss it in. So Mary with Sherry cask number is 35.340. And that makes it the 340th cask of Glen Murray from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. We've seen plenty of Glen Murrays from the SMWS over the years. We've seen tons of fantastic Glen Murrays from the SMWS over the years, and they seem to be, or at least to me, they seem to go in phases with what the society releases. And I think a lot of the reason I think that is because we've seen like this grouping of toasted oak casks that we saw like 7 or 8 years ago now, if I remember correctly, including one that was called To Infinity and Beyond. That was fantastic, and the name sticks out to me because I'm such a Toy Story fan. Um, but there were some in that style where they are almost bourbon-esque, which is why I love them so much. And then there's been these cask finishes and they've had tons of different cask finishes. Ex-Chardonnay, if I remember correctly, ex-Chenin Blanc, I think was one as well. There have been some Sauterne casks, if I remember correctly. I think there might have been some Madeira casks as well, but I could be wrong. But it is just one of those distilleries, kind of like Kalila Distillery, where you could throw it into anything and end up with a really good whiskey. Which is why I've always had this appreciation, for a long time, had an appreciation for what Glen Murray can do. So 35.340 from the 30th of January 2006 from Glen Murray Distillery, which is in Speyside for the 16-year-old.
And I have been sitting on a little piece of trivia that I
Ooh.
have been dying to tell you about this, Evan.
Mhm.
I don't know if this will be lost on anyone in the room or not. You can explain it. This is a sister cask to Late Night Pantry Raid.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
cool. That was an Excentric cask, if I remember correctly. So there was a bottle 4 or 5 years ago now called Late Night Pantry Raid. Uh,
September 2021.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Derek, you're correct. I wrote the tasting note for that one. I named it as well. Probably like a high watermark in my life. I don't think I'll ever reach that again. Uh, Getting something it sounds so close to Panty Raid on a bottle, SMWS bottle was something that I'm greatly fond of. I also did get cheesies, Hawkins cheesies as a tasting note in there, which I'm very proud of, some Canadiana. But so yeah, very cool that that's a sister cast to this one.
Yeah. And I will say I did add water. And
Hmm.
what I found, which was very surprising and quite lovely because I don't feel as like disconnected to these notes as before, is with water, it becomes a lot more earthy and leathery, and those espresso notes come through. It feels like a different whiskey almost with
Cool.
water. I did about, I think, 2 or 3 drops. Um, but it was really cool. It was really fun. It still held up that like banana flambe and those rice spice notes that I liked. So it
Yeah.
just became earthier and denser and more in those like bitter chocolate and coffee.
Yeah, I can see where you're going with that. It does almost get into a like a touch of like a really dense, like not even Black Forest cake, but like
Yeah.
a ganache that has all the
Yeah.
ingredients in it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
Very, very
cool.
nice.
I like that.
Mhm. Well, let's go back into glazed morning newspaper territory.
Knows. That knows.
It's an absolutely wild nose. Like to get this on a whiskey is it right now it reminds me, like, do you remember, and I don't know if the new one is like this, but going into the first Krispy Kreme when they first came into Alberta or into Calgary, it was in the Northeast.
Peter
It was,
Lougheed.
yeah, just by Sunridge Mall there, a
Yeah.
separate building there. And they have the whole sort of automated machine set up for making the glazed donuts where the donuts would go through the oil to cook and then they'd go around this contraption and then they just get like drowned in the glaze. And that's what this nose is like, is just like that pure glaze going on the donuts right now. Still has a little bit of newspaper ink in there just for kicks.
I'm
Tons of juicy fruit gum.
100%. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Juicy fruit. I'm with
Yep.
Ben 100% on that candy corns note.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Even into cotton candy on the nose right now.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
it has the glazed donuts and the newspapers on the palate too, which is just wild.
If, yeah,
Yeah,
this
a
time you
little bit
had
of
to build
cherries
your
in
glazed
there.
donuts home and you just wrapped it in the newspaper. Somebody
Yeah,
didn't get theirs that day.
that's right. Too bad.
Wow.
Just added a few drops just for kicks, but
Sure.
I don't think it needs it.
No.
Can't believe this is 63.9% alcohol as well.
Especially when the next one we all agreed was red hotter than this one.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it just doesn't have the spice.
No. God, that's
The
beautiful.
nose is muted with water,
Oh,
I find. The palate's still good. Slightly
yeah,
salty,
it kind of
like
goes
a
in
saltwater taffy territory for me.
a touch of like almost gets a touch of cinnamon. Like it goes into like a New Yorker donut territory.
Cool.
So I cannot remember which distillery this is, but I believe I know. I could be wrong. Oh no, I am completely wrong now that I remember it. That's awesome. I was totally thinking this was based on the nose and palate that this was Inchmere, and it is not. Inchmere is Loch Lomond, and that's in the Highlands. This is from Speyside.
And what is it?
I'll share the link and then I'll put it up on screen. This is cast number 105.49. And if I remember correctly, distillery number 105 is Tormore Distillery.
Yes, bravo. And
Yes.
Like the Glengarry, we've not had a lot of these in our almost 15 years. This is only the seventh Tormore we've had,
Oh,
with the last one being the Sweet Kiss of Leather Splinters in 2022.
Wow.
I love this whiskey. Oh my
It's
God.
fantastic. This makes a good I think this would make a fantastic companion with our own Tormore cask, the SMWS Tormore that we have that goes
mm-hmm,
into a little bit more fruit juice territory, I would say, on the palate.
mm-hmm.
The glazed
Agreed.
donut note on this one is unlike anything else I can think of whiskey wise. It's so cool.
Yeah. They're meant to be in bourbon barrels, the spirit. It's just
Mhm.
it's so beautiful. I would say our Tormer is a bit more nuttier than this,
Yeah,
but they're you can definitely taste the similarity in the spirit here. This is
big time.
awesome. It's getting 3 heart emojis on
Ooh,
my handout.
nice. And the glasses move so close to the edge of the table that it's almost falling off. It's that
Yes.
good, right? Yeah,
Yes, it's on the handout. I have to move it around to make notes in the future.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on to number five, Cross Atlantic Destinations. Is this still the ginger bomb that it was before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Ginger bomb kind of sounds like a derogatory Irish thing to say, but yeah, still noses like it's going to be zingy on the nose.
I feel like it's more grassy. I said lemongrass the first time. It feels grassier.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. I think you're right.
Wow.
Ooh, that
Mm.
the maybe because our my palate is used to it. The ginger is there, but it's not as attacking as it was the first time through. It's almost
Mhm.
coming secondary on the palate. I get like this big burst of cherries right up front.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, like the middle of a Black Forest cake with a little bit of the
Like cherry jam, jelly filling.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and some creamy sort of like icing or frosting to go along with it.
That's nice. There's a nice floral note in there as well. Um,
Yeah, this one has mellowed with time in a really good way in the glass for me. I quite like that one. A little bit of Fisherman's Friends cherry territory for that. A little bit of cherry halls, but the ginger notes are there, but they're kind of just a bit more amalgamated with everything else for me. Has anybody added water?
I can't remember. I'll add more.
Trevor and Susie say water brings out the floral notes big time. Cool on the palate.
Mm,
With water on the nose, it's kind of going into rosehip territory.
I can see that. It's like cherries and blackberries and floral. Everything about this is purple to
Yeah,
me. I don't know why.
yeah,
So weird. I wrote down my tasting note. I see purple, I taste purple.
nice.
Like I got grassiness and ginger, but everything about this now, it's like a purple flower and purple fruits and exactly
Trevor
what
and
I wanted.
Susie say almost soap candy. Cran grape, I get that, Chris, as well. It does have just like this with water, just the slightest touch of Thrills gum in there on the
Yeah,
finish. It's not
yeah.
heavy, it's just kind of there. Hmm. Okay, let's talk about this one. So, cross-Atlantic destinations. What do we have? So this is a batch that was done for the 2024 Speyside Whiskey Festival. It's 15 years old from Distillery 39. And again, I don't know if I could blind. No, I couldn't blind it.
No.
Even though, again, we have a single cask of it. It would have, I don't know what I would have picked for this one, but it would not have been Liquid Distillery, which is Distillery 39. Uh, what a great combination of casks that they ended up with here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's just a really cool whiskey.
hmm It's funny, Evan, you gave me this handout today. I think Kelly dropped them off.
Yep,
They're all filled out and highlighted with the things we're not supposed to say until
yep.
the reveal. And every time we do these tastings, I don't read any of it. I just look at the blank space and I fill it out. And when I got to this, I got this grassy floral note. And I was like, oh,
Cool.
this would be cool if it was a liquid, but there's no liquid in this lineup.
Nice.
And if I look up about half an inch, it's highlighted in all caps. And I even told myself, there's no liquid in this tasting.
Yeah.
This would be cool if I could guess it.
You
But
know that's awesome. And the floral note, I think, is something that is one of the sort of one of the keys to picking out liquid, at least for me. And I still didn't pick it out. I would have probably guessed Auchentoshan even before
oh
I
yeah.
I, I guessed liquid. Um, but kudos, like whatever it
Yeah.
is, and this is the great thing about blind tastings is sometimes you love a whiskey before you even know what it is. And At the end of the day, it's loving the whiskey is more important than where it came from, anyways.
Absolutely. And that's part of why I love that we do them blind is because um like I had hinted at before, if you're in the whiskey
Mhm.
world long enough, you have your own opinions and they're set, especially once you
Yep.
hear the word. Even my coworker today, I don't like Bowmore. You tell me it's Bowmore, I don't like it. We handed her something and didn't tell her, and she's like, "Well, crap! Now I gotta try all of them again because this is the Bowmore that I like." So I love that it's blind because it can change your whole opinion on a distillery. Ultimately, it can change your whole opinion about exploring independent bottlers as well,
Absolutely.
which is I think why we're here to
Yeah.
to explore that independent cask. So I love
Yeah.
that.
So if you go back, this was before the addition of color to the label or to the caps on the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. And maybe it is the official motto still, but the motto used to be to leave no nose upturned, if I remember correctly, is what they always talked about. And that has always stuck with me. I love that concept of uh this is a whiskey for reminding you that not everything has to be set in stone, and that this is a
Mhm.
club for to remind you that not everything has to be set in stone and
Yeah.
everything is the same way. And if you love this distillery, you're always going to love it. And if you hate this distillery, you're always going to hate it. That's what the Scotch Malt Whisky Society does a great job at getting away from.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Uh, let's go on to number six. How is Green Things and Brine holding up?
It's I would say this is very consistent so far.
Yeah.
Um, it's quite enjoyable. It's very funky, very pickly, nice kind of
Yeah.
like malt vinegar notes, coastal, definitely nailing that brine. Um,
Oh,
very
can
mineral
you
and salty.
the malt vinegar concept is a great idea. It's great because it almost is like a true British fish and chips, like in the newspaper, malt
Hmm.
vinegar doused on everything.
Yeah.
Uh, it has that in spades. That's a good call.
A smoldering beach bonfire doused in malt vinegar. That's awesome.
Yep. Even has that malt vinegar note on the palate in a big way. This is hilarious, this whiskey, because it's got, and this distillery is like that in general. There's so many tasting notes that I get on this distillery's whiskey that of things that I do not like in life, in like as food. Like it gets so mechanical for one thing,
Yeah.
and so industrial and solventy at the same time in some of their
Yeah.
whiskeys.
Yeah.
And I do not like olives. Like I like olive oil, but I do
Hmm.
not like olives. I don't eat green olives. I don't eat black olives. It's just not my thing. But you give me that note on the whiskey, and I'm pretty much bound to enjoy it. And Glen Scotia Distillery tends to do that in spades. I was going to say before giving the reveal here that I would have guessed this as a Kilhoman because there are notes on this one that remind me of Kilhoman 100% Isla in a big way.
I can see
And
that now that
yeah,
you've said it. Um, but for me, it's that like freshly oiled machinery and the
yep.
ash that I like. I think Kilhoman is such a pretty Isla spirit
Mhm.
that I think would have deterred me, but I 100% can see where you're coming from.
Yeah. There is, and Kelly knows about this, and she and Andrew actually pointed it out to me when I was first starting and doing this SMWS tastings. But there was a person that used to come to the SMWS tastings. She hasn't been in for a while, but she could pick out a Campbelltown whiskey like nobody else because she absolutely hated the style. Like she had a almost a physical reaction to it. Uh,
Oh
uh,
no.
if it came from Glen Scotia or Springbank, it didn't matter. She would pick it out, and she just was not the whiskey drinker for it, to the point where sadly she sometimes could not keep her mouth shut, and she would affect the sales of the whiskeys in the tasting.
Yep.
Um,
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
no.
He was very vocal, and
yes,
love her. With strong personality, great gal, and she was
yep,
very vocal in the tastings. But to Evan's point, yes, to the point where it would sway other people in their purchases. And you're
yep,
like, oh
Of
boy.
course.
Oh.
yeah.
Of course it would.
Yeah, it's too bad she's not still around, because we've gotten to a point with the full on unabashed love that everybody has for anything Campbelltown right now, that it wouldn't matter
Yeah.
what she said. This
Yeah.
would still sell out. But yeah, it just makes me think of that. This would not be her cup of tea. And there are a lot of tasting notes in this that are not my cup of tea, but
Yeah.
man, I love this whiskey.
I
Yeah.
will say there are certain words that pop up in tasting notes that are often the dead giveaway to what it is. And we see it with the
Yeah,
Bowmores because it will often say Parma violet or lavender.
Yeah.
yeah.
And there's a word in this tasting note that should have given it away to you to steer you away
Mhm.
from Kilchoman, and that's farmyard twang of funk, in particular the word funk. More
Yeah.
often than not, the word funk or funky is associated with Glen Scotia.
I
Almost
underlined it.
always. That's the giveaway.
Yeah. That's
Funk.
true.
Nice.
Yeah.
It makes sense. And I think Glen Scotia has almost become, I don't know, it people don't realize it, but they seem to have these differences that are really coming to the fore, especially with Scotch Malt Whisky Society bottlings, where they do have a lot of these peaty, funky bottles like this one, but they also have these like light, fresh coastal bottles that go into cotton candy territory. And we've seen some of
Mm-hmm.
those in the light pink and purple bottlings that we've had, or the oily and coastal territory that we've seen from them as well. One of my favorite distilleries. I love what they do. I love every time we get a 93 in this society, because you never know what you're going to get. And this shows that in spades.
Yeah. Rob too. It's his favorite. We can be at one of the members' rooms in Edinburgh, and he won't even necessarily look at the booklet for that month or what's new on offer. He'll just
Yep.
go to the bar and say, "Give me your
Give me a
funkiest
93.
93." Yeah.
Nice. I think they've had some of the best names from the society that I've seen too, where I think was it on a unapologetic nonconformist or something like that was theirs, and then there was Android Cyber Lubricant, uh, or Cybernetic Android Lubricant or something like that was one of theirs
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
So we've got oiled up and frisky. We've got
Yep.
dystopian Cyberman
Yes.
lubricant, papaya the
Yep.
Sailor Man,
Yep.
mango technosphere,
Technosphere. I
Yeah.
remember that one.
the western shore of the kitchen sink.
Yep.
Oh,
Mhm.
apocalypse cow.
I don't think I was around, or I don't recall that one. That's a great name.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
Glen Scotia.
definitely a wide variety of flavor profiles from Glen Scotia, which is nice because they're not always my favorite, but I
Hmm.
enjoy trying them for sure. Like
Absolutely.
they're always a wild ride. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like Loch Lomond, where it's just a roll of the dice, which is and Lecheg for that matter. And I think that's what makes them seek them out, or makes me seek them out, and makes me sort of like an unabashed lover of their whiskey, just because it's a lottery what you're going to get from them. On to number 7, the returning bottle. How's it holding up?
Lovely.
I'm honestly surprised that we have this one still.
Mhm.
And I think a big part of the reason is there's only so much space on the shelf, and a lot of the time, some of the SMWS bottles sadly go out of stock or on pre-order from us before we bring them back,
Mhm.
and sometimes sales suffer because of that, because they're not just right in people's faces. and in
I
front of
think
us as retailers as well, where we can just point out, oh yeah, that I really enjoyed that one, and go from there. Um,
yeah.
I mentioned Murray being one of the most consistent but chameleon distilleries in in Scotland. This is the most consistent distillery in Scotland, of course. This is from Kalila Distillery. This is 53.471, the 471st cask of Kalila from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society for baked in treacle fruitcake. There is your link. I'll share my screen. And I'm going to add water to this one now just because I want to see what happens. Uh, so Kalila, we've kind of like I talked about with Glen Murray, we've seen it kind of go through sort of phases or groupings with the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. If you go back 3 years, 2.5 to 3 years, I was talking about all these fantastic young Kalilas we had in ex-bourbon casks that to me like always nosed like a salted lime margarita or a mezcal margarita in style.
Yeah.
Uh, we had these 8 and 9 and 10-year-old ex-bourbon barrel Kalilas that were coming out that had that just coastal saltiness, those lime notes coming through, like just it was there in spades, and I absolutely loved it. Now we're in this seeing a lot of sherry cask finishes or sorry, not finishes, but sherry cask secondary maturations and more sherry cask driven Kalila that gets into this big, bold, sort of dense barbecue note that is really, really cool. Something that just has this super long finish to it.
Yeah. It's think I don't know if I said it in December when we tried it, but when Kurt and I went to Mexico to buy that tequila barrel, we were treated
Yeah,
and well, unfortunately he was sick, so he didn't come, but we went to this barbecue joint where we were taught by this like world top chef who specialized in barbecue. And so we got
cool.
to pick our cut of meat, season it, and have it cooked. We like fried onions and all sorts of things. We made our own like jalapeno mango dressing. And then one of the
Cool.
things we did was we made uh, a slow smoked brownie. And this reminds me of this like smoked brownie that we did, where you're making like a sweet dessert amongst all this smoked meat. I don't know why, but when I drink this, that's where it takes me, is back
Very
to this
cool.
patio where we smoked our dinner.
That's cool. They're especially with this more barbecue driven style of Kalila, and we have seen a few different bottlings in that style recently uh, from the SMWS, but it has this sort of primal nature to it, which is really cool, where it's very elemental, where
Mhm.
you get like it's almost like to me, it's very evocative of like crashing waves and that just being right on the coast, and then that campfire note and the barbecue notes that come with it. It's kind of like going into that and forgive me because I think he's been canceled, but that's him, the two-man Taylor aspect of that, like
Yeah,
just the guttural sort of like growling note, that caveman note of whiskey, but there's something just like
totally.
romantic about it at the same time.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm. And does really well with water.
Water does
It
not hurt it.
actually it actually sweetens up a bit more, which is really cool.
Yeah, that's really, really great. Mm.
Man, I am well. December was fantastic, but I'm so pleased with the January outturn. Uh, what a great lineup of bottles. I've
Yeah.
just shared the entire lineup, which is live for purchase now. If people are looking to purchase bottles, you guys are getting first crack at it before the in-store tasting people uh, get in on it as well. And Kelly is trying to show something that to remind us.
Thanks.
What is happening next Wednesday? Kelly, do you still have a voice or do you want me to talk about this?
There. Yeah, no, I'll muddle through. So yeah, we
Sounds
are
good.
um, bringing over from the UK a couple of guys, a band, a two-man band called the Rhythm and Booze Project. They do whiskey tastings as part of their live music gigs. One of the guys is Felipe Schreberg, who is a whiskey writer. He writes for Whiskey Magazine and Forbes and has been in the industry for quite some time. And his bandmate is Paul Archibald, who has a doctorate in percussion or something incredibly niche like that. And he teaches music at Bristol University. And anyway, these guys tour around the UK playing. Felipe plays the slide guitar, if that's what you want to call it, the one you have on your lap. And then Paul plays the drums and the washboard. And so we're bringing the friends of ours, we're bringing them over to do the Victoria Whiskey Festival, but we thought since we're bringing them this far, we'd tack on some other events. So next Wednesday night at Fort Calgary, it's not called that anymore, it's called the Confluence. 6 whiskeys and a live music gig with these guys. They actually do the tasting. This is not something that Rob and I are really involved in other than being their tour manager at this point. There are 5 tickets left for the event, $60 if you're a member. There's a discount code. Email me if you need the discount code. It will be a raucous, amazing, fabulous show. We have seen these guys, I don't know how many times, and Felipe is just a super big personality who loves talking about whiskey. He's American. We won't hold that against him. He hasn't lived there for like 20 years. Paul is as Scottish as they come and loves to talk about whiskey. These guys are worth seeing. This is like a once in a lifetime event that we're doing with them. So next Wednesday night, yeah, grab one of those last 5 tickets and come have a great time.
Yeah, sounds awesome. It's going to be a great time.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Mhm. Cool.
Very cool. Well, that is our lineup. I hope you guys enjoyed the tasting. Thank you for joining us for their first virtual tasting of 2026, both for the Scotch Malt Whisky Society in Calgary and for Kensington Wine Market, and our first virtual tasting for Kensington Wine Market in 2026. Only probably about 60 or 70 to go at this point. So yeah, we're getting there, folks. Uh, it was a ton of fun. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you to Kelly for sitting in on this one, despite not feeling the greatest. And thank you to Harmony for joining me as always. Always a pleasure to do a tasting with you, Harmony. Uh, and we will see you hopefully in the store. Check out our tastings on KensingtonWineMarket.com. We have a ton of them coming up, both virtual and in person. And
Mm-hmm.
if we don't see you at one of those, we'll see you hopefully in February. Take care, everybody.
Good night.